Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Make It Monday for Monday the 11th of September. I'm currently away overseas, so I have pre-recorded all my videos for September, and yeah, so this is my Make It Monday. So today we're going to play with the new product from the new holiday mini catalogue, which is now live. It went live on the 6th of September, and it's a really cute stamp set. It's called Jolly Words. And it's great for a beginner stamper because there's not a lot of colouring, but they're really lovely stamps in it. So let's switch down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so this is the really cute stamp set. It's called Jolly Words. There's only 3 stamps in the set. It's $41. It doesn't have dies or a punch or anything, but just really good stamps for a beginner stamper because there's not a lot of colouring. So this is the first card I made with it, and it's really cute. I used the little elves playing with the wreath in the joy, and there's a lot you could do to it. You could fussy cut the joy out and layer it on top and raise it up. That's going a bit more into being an avid crafter, but for a beginner crafter, this is a super great stamp set. So let's have a look at it, because we can, because this will be the 11th of September in the mini catalogue. So it's on page 33 and it's down here, down the bottom. So it's got 3 really great stamps in it, and there's some samples up there. And then this little clock is a little symbol that says stay simple or step it up. And then you can see how you can keep it simple or step it up. I'm also going to use this great embossing folder called Christmas Tidings on the same page. Now, I don't know if you can see, maybe I need something dark underneath it, maybe. Okay, we'll try this. This is, it's not a 3D, it's just your normal embossing folder, and it's got all sorts of Christmas words on it and presents and stuff. But the beauty of this folder is that it goes perfectly landscaped, but you can also do it portrait, because it's not like upside down or sideways, because things are going this way as well. So I really love that it doesn't limit you to one, you know, portrait or landscape with your cards. So I really like that about this embossing folder. So we're going to use that. We're going to use the sleigh, the ho 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 stamp in this card that we're going to make today. You can see I used the elves and the joy for this one. So it's a really lovely little stamp set. So let's put the catalogue aside and get started. Now the first, and you don't need a lot. So I've got a piece of A5 thick basic white cardstock for my card base. I do tend to use that a lot for my card bases, and the thick basic white is better because it's thick, as it says. I've got a piece of real red, and that is 10 centimeters by 14.4 or 14.3, and I've got a little piece of white, and it's 11.5 centimeters by 6.5, and that's just going to be our stamped image. So the first thing we're going to do is bring in a cut emboss machine. So my piece of paper is moving and I don't like it. So that we can emboss our piece of real red cardstock. So I'm putting it in, and I'm just making sure I've got words not being cut off, because we're covering up a lot of it, so I don't want to cut any words off that I might want. So just, there we go. Okay, so bear with me while I grab my cut emboss machine. I need the large one because it's a larger embossing folder. Okay. So when it's a normal embossing folder, not a 3D one, you take out the thin die adapter, plate number 2. You remove that. And then you just need plate number 1 and 2 plate number 3s. So let me get my piece of cardstock. So put the spine in first. It's always a good idea. You can get away with it every now and then, not putting the spine through first, but generally that's the rule. Put the spine of your embossing folder through first, and it won't tend to split or crack. So that is, I don't know if you can you see how gorgeous that is? It's just beautiful. I love it. So put that back and sit down again. Okay, so that's just so gorgeous. I do love it, and I love that you can use it in either orientation, landscape or portrait. So that's $15 in the new holiday catalogue. So I am just going to put that straight down onto my card base and then we'll go about stamping and heat embossing and colouring our sleigh. Okay. Oops. Okay, so there we go. Just line it up with an even border all the way around. And that's our card front all done, ready to go. Okay, so now we shall, get rid of this other plate. I don't need that sitting on my desk. So we shall get Versamark ink. I've got my gold embossing powder and get our heat tool kit out. So we're going to just run our embossing buddy over our piece of cardstock just to create, just so we don't get any embossing powder where we don't want it. So we shall bring in our jolly words and get our lovely big ho-ho-ho and the sleigh out. And I've got my E-block for this stamp. It only just fits on it, but it's pretty good. Yep, that will work. So I shall get my Versamark out and ink it up. So Versamark is sticky ink, so that's why the embossing powder sticks to the ink. It's a real tacky ink. Okay, so bring that down so I don't bring my head in. And I'm just going to line it up as best I can and stamp. And it's a red rubber stamp set, so I don't need the paper piercing mat. There we go. Move that to one side and bring our, might need the tweezers for this. And get our gold powder out ready. And sprinkle our gold embossing powder over our piece of cardstock. Now that's pretty good. Let me look at the stamp. I'm trying to work out if I've got any gold that shouldn't be there. I think this is the only little bit of gold up here, which I'm just looking for my little tiny paintbrush. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just flick off a little bit of gold that I don't want in certain spots, but apart from that, that's good. So I'll just pop that to one side, and I shall pop my embossing powder back in its little jar. So it just goes down through the funnel back into the jar, and then you've got this brush just to get anything that might be sticking in the tray. Super cool. Love this embossing toolkit. And you just put your cap back on, lid on your powder so that doesn't get knocked over. And I'll hang on to that for a minute. I'll get rid of that. And now I'm just going to bring this in and get my heat tool. So I will turn the volume down and speed this up so it doesn't take too long. There we go. And then we have our beautiful Santa and his sleigh and his reindeers, all heat embossed in gold. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, so let's pop that back in there. I might clean my stamp off. And the other beauty of the stamp set is that you don't need to add a sentiment because the sentiment's already in the stamped image. Pop that back in there. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to get some of my blends. Okay, so these are our stamping blends. I've got mine in a case. They come in a pair, light and dark. In the annual catalogue, it's in with the cardstock and the inks. You can see what blends are available. I don't have all of them, but I do have quite a few. So I'm just going to go back to the catalogue and just have a look and see how they've coloured him. Not that I want to colour it exactly the same, but this is the best thing to do. If you're wondering where to start, just case the catalogue. Start there. Okay, so I'm going to use crumb cake, light and dark, for the reindeers. So, and you don't have to heat emboss it. You don't have to stamp it with Versamark and use the embossing powder. They, I don't think, have in the catalogue, but I just wanted to. So, there we go. So I'm just going to use the light crumb cake. I'm not going to do a lot of blending because there's no need. The light crumb cake is quite pale, so maybe I will go to the dark crumb cake. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, so my marker has broken, but it is quite old and quite damaged. So that's probably why it has broken. I do have another one here, and it's fine. Even that end is fine. Yeah. So I'm just going to try not to bring my head in. Just going to go over our little reindeers. And as I said, I'm not really going to do any blending because there's no need. Now they've made a little, like a saddle on their reindeers, so I will do that. It just gives it a bit of interest. The antlers. So as I said, this is a really good set for beginners because there's not a lot of colouring, but still, you know, a little bit to start you off on. Okay, so let's go to these ones. And I also don't like doing a lot of colouring in my videos because it's a bit boring to watch. There's other things to be done. his legs, then his leg. Okay, I think those little reindeer are pretty much done. Okay, so they've used Granny Apple Green, I think. Looks like it anyway, on the reindeers here, so I shall do the same. And their little belly bands, I guess you could call them, really. So you don't have to go to too much trouble, and I'll make Santa's sack this colour as well. Sorry, my head's coming in. I didn't realise. We'll just do all of that. Okay, so I'll pop that back. Now we need, that's Poppy Parade. I don't want that. Not when my card is real red. We want real red. That's what we want. Okay. So let's do his hat. Okay, that's the back of the sleigh there. Look, we'll just do all of him in red. And we need petal pink for his little face. And what colour shall we make? Ivory. What does that look like? There's a scrap of cardstock. Look, I think we'll make his sleigh ivory. I think that's a good thing to do. And I mean, you could, you know, you could go to town on the colouring, but you don't have to. And that's why I like this set. That's pretty much all we need to do. I'm just having a look, see if I've missed anything. Don't think I have. And that's our colouring done. So I'll just pop these back. Throw that one in the bin. So your markers do have a lifespan. So don't feel worried if, you know, mine have a shorter lifespan because I use them in classes. Okay, so that's that. I'm thinking I might go around the edges. Pinks. Let's grab Ariel Red. And just dauber around the edge just to give it a bit of, you know, colour. How cool is this stamp set? It's super simple and you come up with a really cute little card. So I'll just pop that back there. And I think I shall pop this up on dimensionals. Just to give it a little bit of dimension. I'll put one in the middle because we don't want it sagging. Oh. There we go. And we go. Get all those off. And we'll put that there. And we've got the word decoration here, the word peace up here. And I've got these really cool little stars that I think I might use. Where is my take a pic tool? Here it is. So I think I'll use, these are from the Oh Holy Night bundles. Oops, that's crooked. I suppose the star could be crooked. Yeah, so really pretty bundle as well. I'm just trying to get this star to go around the right way. And we might put one more star down here. So that's a super simple card with some new product, but it has a couple of techniques. It's got the heat embossing, colouring with blends, and how cool is that? And then what I would do, I would get the 'Tis the Season stamp and use that on the inside of my card. So let me grab my red. That's what I did on this one. I used that on the inside. So it's a really cool little set to start people off with. Hopefully I won't mess my card up now. So I put my sentiments down in the corners so I've got more room to write. I know not everybody does that, but that's just me. There we go. So there's a couple of cards using this gorgeous Jolly Words set. Isn't it cute? I'll hold it up a little bit higher so you can see. You can see the embossing folder behind it. And these gold stars are beautiful. So Santa's on his way. How cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me find my mouse. It just goes AWOL. There it is. I hope you enjoyed that fun card. Let me get the right angle so the light doesn't ruin it. I hope you enjoyed that fun card with the Jolly Words stamp set in the new holiday mini catalogue. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you on Friday the 15th of September. So today's the 11th and I'm actually in Florence. So that's pretty cool. So that's where I am today when this goes live. So I'll see you on Friday the 15th of September for Card and a Cuppa for another pre-recording video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.